Throughout the last few hours, there was a sense of sort of restraint from the Chinese side. This latest comment from the president himself raises the bar quite a bit, doesn't it?
Well, certainly it does, and it signals that this whole visit has been quite positive for putting a floor under a very, very tense relationship. We saw marathon talks yesterday between Antony Blinken and China's foreign minister, more than 7 hours of discussion. This morning he met with the top Chinese envoy, Wang Yi, and now, of course, this brief meeting with the Chinese president caps that off. And that would only have happened, that final big meeting, if the trajectory had been seen as positive through his visit. And really what they're both signalling is a desire on the part of both the US and China to stop ties getting worse than they are. They've been very, very tense for quite some months, certainly under the entirety of Joe Biden's administration, tensions around trade, business, security, you name it, and at least an overarching sense that right now they need to stop things getting worse. And obviously those discussions have been fruitful in that regard. It was telling, though, that Xi Jinping also made the comment that the relationship has to be based on mutual respect. Yes, things are, had a good meeting, of course, with Antony Blinken, but the desire from China to be seen as an equal partner with the US, and that's very much a telling comment from the Chinese president also.
In global political debates, we often speculate about what an off-ramp could look like. Where would you say is the starting point for an off-ramp in a tense US-China linkage?
Well, the starting point for an off-ramp is for the two presidents to perhaps meet in person and sit down later this year. And we're seeing signs that might happen either at the Group of 20 summit in India or the APEC summit the US is hosting, or perhaps even at both. And all of this is designed to pave the way for those two presidents to have a proper meeting and kind of clear the air, really. But in terms of an off-ramp, it's about stopping things from getting worse. It's not really about a fundamental long-term reset in a relationship between the world's two biggest economies. Fundamentally, there are too many friction points between them where you see competition, again, in the economic space, the business space, the tech space, the cyber space, the military space. It's simply an off-ramp is to stop a deterioration from here, and that's really what they're trying to achieve on the ground in China today.